most important concept in catching is this: control the ball. If you watch a game on TV, likely every catcher looks a little different. Some move the ball a lot, some move the ball a little, some have a little bit of wrist, some really yank it, some have a lot of movement before the pitch, some don't. But what they're all doing is they are controlling the ball. So here's how we're going to understand it. First, control the ball versus being controlled by the ball. Next, how to match the plane of the pitch. And next, how consistency blurs the zone. You got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball coming in. When it hits your glove, either one of two things are going to happen. One, you're in control of the ball, or the force of the pitch takes you with it. If the force of the pitch takes you with it, you're likely losing strikes. So that is the essence of control the ball. When the ball hits your glove, you are in control of it. It's not in control of you. A really important concept in understanding how to control the pitch is how to match the plane or the angle of the pitch. If you got a pitcher on the mound, on top of the rubber, he's throwing the pitch downhill. So it's coming at you like this. This is just a four-seam fastball. All right? So for you to control this pitch best, you want to match the plane with your glove. Sweet? Now, if you got a right-handed curveball, a fastball would be like this, curveball would be like this. Again, you want to match the angle of the pitch, match the pitch plane. Same thing, you got a two-seam from a right-handed pitcher coming in like this. You want to match the angle of the pitch. Consistency over the course of the game creates more strikes. Over time, you blur the strike zone. This is what I mean by that. If you have a fastball on the outer third, if you catch it and control it back into the strike zone, and you have a pitch off the plate, you catch the same way, catch and control into the strike zone. Over time, it feels comfortable for the umpire. These two pitches don't feel all too different. Let me show you. Yeah, so just try and put a few on the corner and a few kind of off the plate. Sweet. So on this corner, I catch everything on the way back to the zone. All right. The bottom of the zone, I catch everything on the way up. This side of the plate, I catch everything on the way back towards the strike zone. And then at the top of the zone, I control everything back towards the zone. So, you control everything back towards the center of the strike zone. With consistency, you win a lot of strikes. The reason why you take everything on the corners and the bottom and work it out, because as the umpire, you are looking out at the pitch, and whenever he works the ball out front, I'm looking out at his glove. Everything is out in front of me, and it feels good. It looks good. Now, if he catches this pitch on the outside corner and leaves it, keeps his arm back, keeps the glove back, I go from looking out at the ball to looking down at the ball. Here I can see the pitch is off the plate. Same thing, at the bottom, if he just catches it and holds it, I'm looking down at the pitch. But if he takes that exact same pitch that crosses at the batter's knees and works through it, pow! If he takes that exact same pitch at the bottom of the zone and works through it and gets it out, I go from looking down at it to looking out at it. For pitches at the top of the zone, you want to control them out front and work them back down into the strike zone. The reason for that is that high pitch, if you catch it deep like this, umpire's over your shoulder, it is right in his face. it gets on him quick. But if you can control it out here and work it down, feels a lot better for the umpire. Doesn't feel like it's getting on him as much. And again, he's looking out at it instead of it being right in his face. Work the ball out in front. Your glove load or your pre-pitch movements create success, create your ability to control the ball. Here are the keys. You want to create space. What I mean by that is with your glove load, you want to create space for you to work around the ball to catch it back towards the zone. Create space to work it out front. Next, thumb down, elbow out. That'll keep you from getting thumbed, palmed, and allow you to control pitches on all parts of the plate. Next, complete relax. You want to release all your tension with your pre-pitch movements in rhythm with the pitcher. He gets ready to deliver. You're relaxed, ready to work. Last, load for the pitch. This is essentially anticipating the pitch. If you're calling a pitch on the outside corner, you're set up, ready to catch back towards the plate. Inside corner, ready to catch back towards the plate. Breaking ball, fastball, we'll demonstrate in a second. But this is the glove load. Here we go. Your first goal of your glove load is to create space. What I mean by that is you start with your target out, maybe your target's more relaxed, but from your target, you want to work your glove back so that you have more angles to work back towards the strike zone. The reason why we load our glove back is so that we can control everything to the strike zone. If we do not load our glove and we leave it out here, the umpire can feel us leaving the zone to go catch it. But if we load our glove and create space, we can catch this same pitch on the way back to the zone. Same thing at the bottom. If our glove stays out and we don't load it, the umpire is going to feel us leaving the strike zone to go catch it instead of catching on the way up. I like to think when I load my glove, thumb down, elbow out. So, target, thumb down, elbow out. Thumb down, elbow out. Reason for that is if you load with your elbow in, thumb up, you get a little bit tied up going this way. You got to flip your glove to go this way, and you're not able to work your thumb up under the pitch very smoothly. But if you load thumb down, elbow out, you can control this back to the zone. You can control this back to the zone. You can work under the ball in a strong position with your thumb down, and you can control the top of the zone. Another thing I like to think about when I load my glove is I want to release all of my tension, especially if there's runners on base or my pitcher's a little wild or it's a big situation in the game. I want to make sure that I release all my tension. The reason for that is we're quicker when we're more relaxed to react left and right. When we release all of our tension and relax, we are under the ball so we can catch on the way up. When we release all of our tension and relax, no matter what stance we're in, if we completely relax, it feels comfortable for the umpire as well. He can tell if we're tense or if we're relaxed, ready to work underneath the ball, through the ball, on top of the ball. Release your tension. You want to load your glove for the pitch and for the pitcher. What I mean by that is, if you call a fastball on the outside corner, when you set up over here, you'll load your glove this way with the anticipation of catching it, pow, back towards the strike zone. So your glove load gets you in a good spot to control towards the strike zone. Now, what I mean by load for the pitcher, let's say you have a righty with a straight four seam. His misses are likely going to be fairly small. This way, you know everything's going to be pretty straight. So you can set up, really sink in, 2 feet, left knee, right knee, really sink in and anticipate working underneath the ball or around the ball. You got a guy that throws really hard with a straight four seam. If you're set up here and the batter's late to a pitch, you may then, next time, set up tall. And for there, your glove load would be a little bit smaller. You would not load all the way to the ground if you were working at the top of the zone on purpose. Now let's say you got a sinker ball guy, a guy that throws a hard two-seam, or he's got a lot of movement on his fastball, cutter, two-seam. Maybe they don't get as many strikeouts, they don't control the zone as well, but they get a ton of ground balls. For them, you may set up a little bit more on the plate instead of so much on the corner because they have so much movement. If you're looking to get ground balls, give them a nice target on the plate. Also, if you've got a hard sinker from a righty that's going to be coming into your glove side, you can anticipate that with your glove load by taking this elbow out in anticipation to work back through it. One thing that was very helpful for me when I played is if I had a guy with a ton of movement, I would think create more space so that I could react. And then when I had a guy who was really controlling the zone, I could be more fine with my movements. Stop getting thumbed. It hurts. Here's how you do it. The reason you're getting thumbed is because you are going down to get this sinker that's breaking out of the zone from a righty. You're going down to get it. Then your thumb is just waiting to get exploded. Now, if you're getting palmed, you're probably doing this. You're going from here to here, elbow in. That's probably why you're getting your palm blown up. I've been there. So here's how you use your glove load to keep yourself from getting thumbed. First, you want to create space and keep it. This is more about patience than anything else. If you create this space and then start to leak out, then when that pitch is going this way, you have to work down to get it. But if you create space and you're patient, then you can work your elbow out, thumb down, and catch that baby on the way back. So, create space, keep it, stay patient, get that elbow outside of the ball, thumb down. Bow. Stop getting thumbed. Your foundation or your stance. Here's some things that can make you a little more effective, a little more comfortable, and have a little more control over the ball. First, comfort is king. If you're uncomfortable, you're doing it wrong. So play around with it. If you're uncomfortable, don't settle. Next, sink into your stance to get below the ball and get your chest forward. You need to have your glove and your elbow and your shoulder free to work out in front of you. Chest forward so you can work out in front. Next, eyes behind the ball. If you are set up tall and there's a fastball coming downhill and you are looking down at it, it looks like it's going a million. But if you sink in, whether you're on your left knee, right knee, or 2 feet, if you sink in and your eyes are behind it, the ball starts to slow down. So get your eyes behind the ball. Now working off your left knee or right knee. Be on the inside of your knee, get your glove shoulder free. It's easier. You'll see. In a position that is so physically challenging, that requires such quick reactions, comfort is king. If you're uncomfortable, things start to happen. Balls get past you, things tip off the end of your glove. You want to be comfortable above anything. So if your mobility doesn't allow you to get super wide and sink in, don't get super wide. Stay narrow, especially with nobody on base. You want to sink in and get your hips below the ball. If your hips are above the ball, it makes it really hard for you to control this pitch at the bottom of the zone. If you're reaching down for it, center of gravity is above it, it makes it really challenging to control. So, sink in and get comfortable. With your stance, you have to create leverage out in front. To do that, you need to get your chest forward. So if his chest is up and his weight is back, this fastball or breaking ball or whatever it is at the bottom of the zone, he does not have enough reach and leverage out front to control it. It's going to take him with it. But if he gets his chest forward, now he can work all the way out here, and then that pitch that crosses at the batter's knees and gets to him mid-shin, he's able to control and turn into a strike. Get your chest forward so you can control out front. Something very helpful when you're working on 2 feet is to make sure that this elbow does not get inside your left knee. You don't want this left knee getting in your way. If you're on the inside, your thumb is up and you're really struggling to go this way. So make sure when you're working off 2 feet that this elbow is free to work out front. So open this hip up if your mobility allows, or take your left foot and work it a little more forward. Get that elbow free to work out in front of your knee. We do not want this knee locking us up. Another thing that's helpful when you're working off 2 feet is you don't want to be sitting on your toes. You don't want to be sitting on your legs up tall. All right, you see that a lot with young players, not so much with older players, but you don't want to be on your toes. You want to be on the insides of your feet, the insides of your hip. That allows your eyes to get low and behind the ball, slows the game down. All right, working off of your knee. If you become comfortable enough with it, you can catch left knee, right knee the entire game, however you want to do it, if you work at it. Here's some things that I feel are very helpful. First, whether you're on your left knee or right knee, you do not want to be on top of this knee, like this, sunk back. Something I've found to be very helpful is you want to be on the inside of your knee, and you want to bear weight into this foot that's down. And what that does is it gets your weight centered and sunk in. From here, I don't even have to move my eyes. I can just work my hands because I'm really sunk in. So if you're on top of this knee with this weight up, your eyes are high, you don't have a lot of leverage behind the ball, and you don't have a lot of push left and right. Get on the inside of your knee, and you can do a lot more than you realize. Here is how you can comfortably work off of your right knee. First, same thing. We want to be on the inside of our knee, not on top with our weight back. We want to be on the inside. Second, we want to make sure that our chest is free to work out front. So some people take their elbow and work it on the inside of this knee, clear it out so their chest is forward and they're free to work. Some people take this left foot and put it a little more forward and have their elbow in front, same way on the inside of this knee, free to work out front. Or you can kick it out and sink in on the inside of the knee, free to work out front. But a big key is, no matter what knee you're on, but especially right knee, make sure that this chest is free to work out front. One of the most common problems I see when people first try and learn right knee down is whenever they go to kick out their left foot, they kick it straight out. Their left foot and right knee are in line with each other. For some people that works. If they have a lot of mobility, they're super athletic, a lot of times they can make that work. But for a lot of people, whenever they kick straight out, their left hip is pulled back and their front shoulder is pulled back. So that pitch to their arm side is almost out of their reach. Pitch is way out front, it's almost out of their reach. So one thing I found very helpful is when you kick out, step this left foot a little bit forward. So now you can see my left foot is stepped up way in front of my right. And what that does is it gets my left hip forward and my front shoulder forward, so I'm free to work out here. I can control all this now just by making a little bit of a switch. Comfortable with men on base, stronghold catching. Take one. First take. One of the hardest things in catching, made easy. How to be comfortable with men on base. Very simple. Get in rhythm with the pitcher. Like an infielder's prep step. We're going to talk about that and how to relax and release tension in your campfire stance. Because what happens when there's runners on base and your pitcher's throwing it crazy? What's your brain automatically think?
I hope I don't miss it.
I hope I don't miss it. Everybody thinks that. It happens to everybody from top to bottom. I hope I don't miss it when there's runners on base. It passes through your brain. How to get over that, explained here, and how to get the most out of your stances with your range, blocking, all of it, it's explained here. your prep step, your rhythm with the pitcher. I hope I don't miss it. I call this the campfire stance. Just sitting around as if you're a caveman sitting around a campfire. Bases loaded, winning runs on third, the ball can't get past you. Everything starts to speed up a little bit. You want to get super excited. The campfire stance is to remind you to relax. So you give your sign, campfire stance. We're chilling. And now we can get in rhythm with the pitcher. Okay. To explain your rhythm with the pitcher, let's imagine we're infielders right now. We're shortstops with catcher's mitts on. If we're stuck and stagnant, we have no shot to field that ground ball. It's the same way as catching. We want to get in rhythm with the pitcher, like a prep step. We're chilling, we're relaxed. The pitcher goes to deliver. And our rhythm takes us right into the play or right into the pitch as a catcher. So let's learn how to do it. There's a lot of different ways you can get in rhythm with the pitcher. One is a jump start. So you start narrow, you jump out. No, don't shoot. Okay. Next, you can walk up. So you start narrow and walk up. Another one is you can start already kind of set up and shift your weight into it. Another way you can do it is just walk your left foot forward. All right. But if you're working off fastballs, your pitcher's throwing a fastball, even with bases loaded, we want to be relaxed. We want our hips to be under the ball. We want to be able to receive fastballs well. So if you're working off 2 feet with men on base, your pitcher's throwing a fastball, have rhythm with the pitcher, but stay low, stay relaxed. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can work off either knee with men on base as well, especially with fastballs being thrown. So you can step down, so you start narrow and you step one of your feet forward, step down, and again, we want to make sure our chest is forward. We're on the inside of our knee, we're free to work. So we got that, step down, or we can step back. So right there, I took my left foot, stepped it back. Same for my right, stepped it back. Or we can start on our knee, and to get in rhythm with the pitcher, we can just sink in with our hips and our chest. So start relaxed, sink in. Same thing off your left knee. Start relaxed, sink in. Another way we can do it is if we're already on our knee, we can kick out to get in rhythm with the pitcher. So we start narrow and we kick out. Same thing, left knee, kick out. There's a lot of different ways with all your stances that you can get in rhythm with the pitcher and be comfortable without being in this big traditional secondary stance. Get in rhythm with the pitcher.